Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm gonna tell you the story of a time where a guy tried to kill himself inside a jail I was in, and I actually got accused and blamed for it. So I was in a three-tier cell block. What I mean by that is there's three floors and it's all open. It's like a center opened area. You have the tiers, and each tier has railings, three levels of railings that probably come up to like right here to me, so you could easily go over these rails. I was all the way on the third floor in the corner by the bathroom was my area I was in. This was an open unit, so there's a bunch of people in here, like 150 people, and I've been there for some time now. Generally, I keep to myself. I have my routine. I work out. I read. I'm on the phone a lot in jail, and that's what I do. I stay to myself. So it was during one of those times where I was just laying on my bunk, reading something, and I noticed that some white guy who I hadn't seen before, he must have just came in. He walked to my area. So he walked to my area, and of course, this is jail, so I'm suspicious of everything. I have to be aware and very conscious of what's happening around me at all times. So I'm looking at this guy and see what the fuck he's doing coming over here. So I'm just watching him, observing. I don't say anything. And I notice that he goes to the rails right in my area and just like stands there and leans against it. So now I got my book and I'm just looking over at him, and again, I don't do anything. And then I noticed he started climbing onto the rail. This all happened very fast. By the time he climbed up over the rail, I got up and I said something to him. He was standing on the other side of the rail now, holding on like this. So he's standing on the edge of the floor, holding on to these rails like this, and he has nothing stopping him from falling over. So I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, climb back over. And he just looked at me, and a couple seconds passed. I wanted to grab him. I wanted to run up to him and just grab the guy and pull him back over. But I understood, unfortunately, that type environment, me doing that, ultimately could lead to me being charged for that shit. They could have said that I did it, that I had something to do with it, which ended up happening anyway. So I don't do anything, and the guy jumps. He looked right at me when I said those words to him, and he just jumped. So I come to the railing, I look over. He probably fell like 40 feet. This is a long drop. And miraculously, he landed on a table, right? On one of these fold-out tables that was there. So when he fell, boom, he landed on his back, and that table basically took the brunt of the fall and allowed him to not die and crack his skull right there, which I thought he was going to do. So they left the guy there now. So everybody saw it. Everybody heard this loud-ass bang. The COs see it, and they left the guy there for like 30 minutes. Fucking like half conscious, writhing in pain. He couldn't move. He was trying to move, but he was crying and screaming out, and they just left him there. By the time the fucking, the stretcher came in to carry him out, I see the goon squad coming in also with the gang unit sergeant. This guy's name was Delgado. So I don't know what the fuck's happening, but sure enough, they climb up those stairs and they're headed right towards me. And they pull me out of the unit. Delgado comes up to me and says, Hollywood, let's go. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I get pulled out often, so whatever. A lot of times in the units I was in, whenever there was a stabbing, they would come grab me right away and check underneath my fingernails to see if there's any blood residue and look all over me and check for blood. So they take me out, they put me in the gang unit office, the same guy's office, and he's like, so, what do you want to tell me? I'm like, fuck you mean? What do I want to tell you? Nothing. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. He's like, you threw that kid over the railing. I was fucking shocked. I'm like, what? I threw him over that fucking rail? He's like, yeah, you tried. He said, you tried to kill him. I was like, listen, man, you're fucking way off. I didn't fucking touch this guy. And he's like, well, you were seen standing right next to him, and then he fucking flies over this rail. So as far as we're concerned, you threw him over the rail. I'm just like, I'm fucking blown away now, just thinking to myself, man, I can't believe this fucking world I live in. What a fucking nightmare. And I'm telling this guy, listen, man, I didn't do this shit. Ultimately, I was getting pissed, and I said, you know, the truth is, man, if I had a fucking problem with this guy, that's not what the fuck I need to do. I had so many other motherfucking options. I had fucking people that would line up, that would do that shit willingly for me. We'd have fucking stabbed the shit out of him if that's what we wanted to do. And I would have got away with it. I wouldn't have fucking threw him over the railing from my area and been right there. Come on. Like, give me some fucking credit. As crazy as that sounds, that was my argument. That was my defense. Give me some fucking credit. You may not like me. You may fucking hate me. But at least don't suggest that I'm that fucking stupid. That I don't know how to fucking move and do shit if I have to do shit. So they fucking called some witnesses, pulled some people out of the unit, and thankfully, you know, there was enough testimony towards my defense that corroborated that I didn't fucking touch this guy. That, yeah, I was standing right next to him when he flew over the rail, but I didn't touch him. I said some words to him. I had no fucking part of it. And in the end, you know, thank God I wasn't charged with that. I don't know what the status was of the guy by the time they took him out, you know, because I was pulled out. I don't know if he lived. I don't know if he died. Honestly, I didn't even inquire. I really didn't care because I was so upset that, you know, I was so upset about the accusation and what could have happened to me. So this is just a story to let you guys in on a little glimpse of the kind of things that happen in those kind of environments. You know, jails and prisons are fucking garbage, man. You don't want to be there because just like in this story, in the blink of an eye, some shit could happen that you're not even involved in. And next thing you know, your whole fucking life changes. I could have caught a lot of time for that shit. Especially if, keep in mind, guys, the truth doesn't matter here. The truth really doesn't matter. If those guys wanted to, if that administration and that gang unit sergeant wanted to, they could have made that shit stick and they could have fucked me. So ultimately, you know, your destiny is not in your own hands anymore when you give up your freedom and put yourself in someone's jail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you next time.